Could I really go with them? Could I really change my life? Which one is Mr. Hooper? He pointed to a man about 60 who stood next to one of the big trucks and talked to a woman. That's him and Agnes. If he hires you, she'll be your boss. Henry, a man called. I gotta get back to work, he said. Determined not to back down or be scared of being turned away, I took a deep breath and marched over to Mr. Hooper. I walked right up to him and Agnes. I'm Lena Taylor, and Henry told me you're looking for a cook. He looked me up and down. How old are you? 16. You know how to cook? The woman asked. I've been helping Mama all my life. Say I told you to make an apple pie. How would you go about it? 2 cups flour, a ½ cup butter, a pinch of salt, and a few tablespoons of cold water. Cut it together with 2 knives and roll it out for the crust. Fill that with 2 pounds of apples, peeled and sliced thin. Mix 1 cup of sugar, a tablespoon of flour, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a pinch of nutmeg sprinkled on top. Lay the second crust over it, pinch the edges, and cut some slits to let out the steam. Bake it for about 50 minutes. You're hired. You get 50 cents a day and your meals. If you want the job, come with me. I have to go home and get my things, I said. We're pulling out in a ½ hour, Mr. Hooper said. You don't have time for that. Do you want the job or not? But I don't have my clothes. Don't worry, honey, Agnes said. Me and the girls will lend you what you need until you can buy some. Yes, I want the job. All right then, Agnes said. Come with me. She led me to a motorhome about 20 feet long. It was at the end of a long line of big trucks painted with circus animals and performers, plane trucks, and an assortment of smaller trailers and trucks. This one's ours, she said. She climbed inside. Come on in. I went in behind her. Inside were 2 other women, one about Agnes's age and one who looked to still be in her 20s. This here's Marlene, Agnes said, pointing to the younger woman, and this here's Cora. This is our new cook, Agnes said. She looked at me. What was your name again, honey? Lena Taylor. Welcome, Cora said. Good to have your help. You can say that again, Marlene said. These men eat like elephants. It takes 4 of us to keep them full. A long whistle sounded, and Agnes pulled the door shut. It's time to hit the road. Better sit down, Marlene said. It gets bumpy until we reach the highway. Behind the front seats were 2 other seats like easy chairs, only much smaller. Marlene took one, and I took the other. To my surprise, a man didn't come into the trailer and take the wheel. It was Marlene who slid into the driver's seat. She started the motor, waited until the trailer in front of her pulled away, changed gears, and followed to take her place in the caravan. I had a good view of the road in front of us. As we drove out of town, I saw the sign, Lebanon, Tennessee, City Limits. I rejoiced inside and hoped I would never pass that sign again, not as long as I lived.